And we're live. Hello, welcome everybody to our ChatGPT basics webinar. Let me just crack straight on with this. So 94 billion pounds. So this is an estimate from McKinsey saying that within 5 years, if SMEs got 1% more efficient, 94 billion into the economy within 5 years, and then again and again and again. So that's huge. And we're at a point, right, where AI is one of the most powerful levers that we have to improve efficiency, not by 1%, but 10, 20, 40% in some areas. But we're not really seeing those gains yet. Most people are only just scratching the surface of what tools like ChatGPT can do. So that's the kind of the point of this session. What you should leave here today with is a clearer understanding of the ChatGPT interface, what all the bits do, the different models and projects and custom GPTs, that sort of stuff, and a more useful setup for you to get started. We're looking for time-saving tips, and we want you to have the confidence to explore further. So this is just like a kind of a first steps sort of thing. So hello, to introduce myself, I'm Crispin. I've been in tech a long time. When I started, Google didn't exist, and people still said www at the beginning of a web address. And since the time that I started, I've seen lots of waves of change, if you like, .com boom, Web 2.0 and user-generated content and social media, rise of mobile, everything switching to cloud. And AI is probably the biggest change of that we've experienced, but it is still just another evolution. And we've all adapted before. The changes that have happened have been positive ones largely. What tends to happen is we're able to do more rather than it being industry destroying cataclysmic terrors. So this is me. I run the Coders Guild. We're a training firm who are industry led and community driven. All the training we do is delivered by is devised, delivered, reviewed by industry professionals that do those actual jobs. And then we look to make positive impact in our communities with everything that we do. I'm also on the Federation of Small Businesses technical committee, and that I think is it's a passion point for us of like getting tech and tech capability out to SMEs, not just reserving these sorts of opportunities for the larger businesses. So small businesses, very, very close to my heart. We're a small business ourselves. This is who we're looking to help. So for a bit of context, we are currently working with Skills England and the DFE in developing a new apprenticeship in AI and automation at level 4, which is really, really exciting. It should come out early next year. But in the research, we did a lot of research in finding out what the actual needs of people, communities, business was to feed into what we put into this new standard. And one of the things that came out of the interviews and the things that I did was that lots of people are already using tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and so on, but they're only really scratching the surface. And there seems to be this big jump between someone using a free account on ChatGPT, for example, and then next step with someone integrating AI into their already automated systems and leveraging machine learning. And there's this huge gap in the middle where I think there's a massive opportunity for efficiency gains. So this is where I think that we can take a step up, and that is not. I don't think we need to understand to make this first step. I don't think we need to understand loads about how large language models actually work. I don't think we need to know about the implications of having our own large language models or small language models, and what general AI is going to bring to us. What we want to do is just like think about it in a more everyday context, and like how do we use it not just to create thrilling and exciting social media content for us on LinkedIn or rewriting emails, but extra like everyday tasks that we can use it for. So here's an example I was going to that I want to talk about is the other day, me and my family and a couple of other families went out for dinner, and then the bill came, and then we were wondering about how to split the bill. And so the everyday AI use case for me was like, I just got my phone out. I think it was Claude that I used in that case, but it would work with ChatGPT or any of the others. And so I said, use the voice method in, and I said, right, so the bill is this much. We've got 3 families. Family 1 is 1 adult, 1 child. Family 2 is 2 adults and 3 kids, and family 3 is 2 adults and 2 kids. Put a 12% 5 tip on it and tell us what the split is. And then it did all its sums and told me the workings out, but then got us to a really good position immediately without having to do all of that work. And I think like these are more the sorts of things. I mean, that's not a work description, but there are things that we can do here, like efficiencies that we can find and use cases that emerge when you start to use the tools and be more aware of what the tools are there for. So the next part of this is the live demo. You know, you're not supposed to do a live demo when you do webinars, especially if it's your first webinar for a long time and you're really out of practice. However, here we go. We're going to go straight in with a live demo here. I've got some notes to kind of keep me on track. So here we've got the ChatGPT interface. I'm going to do this this demo in ChatGPT, but most of these the very, very similar things in DeepSeek or Claude or the other tools that are out there. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the custom instructions. So if I pop my my little logged in bit here, this is a pay for account, but I'm only paying whatever the lowest tier of ChatGPT is. And I'm going to look for customized ChatGPT. So this is going to bring up a little screen. Good, that's come up on the thing. And the 2 things that are in here is what should ChatGPT call you? So I haven't even told it. So I'm Crispin. That's maybe a new bit. And what do you do? CEO. So what I've got here is these 2 main input boxes is what traits should ChatGPT have, what personality should it have, and anything else that ChatGPT should know about you. So it's really important to fill these out, and not just to be happy with the first version that you do. So you could write that in yourself. But ChatGPT can help us to do that. So, oops, I just will save that change. Never mind. So I can ask ChatGPT to help us with that. So let's. I'm looking to create custom instructions for ChatGPT. Ask me some questions to help you draft a response. Don't even have to spell things correctly. So now what ChatGPT is going to do is ask me the questions that will help it provide the responses that we're looking for. So I don't have to think about those things in loads of detail. what I could do now, and generally my general working practice here, because I'm not very good at typing. Specifically, I'm not very good at typing when people are watching me type. So I would just do a voice note here for and answer these questions. So I can pop the dictate thing here. So what do you mainly want to achieve when you use ChatGPT? So I think mainly what I'm looking to do is help with being concise in emails and writing copy. I might want some help writing social media content for LinkedIn, but I really want to make sure that my content doesn't really read like it is AI generated content. So I'd like to get draft ideas and then I'll rewrite them afterwards. How formal? I would like ChatGPT to be quite informal. I would, and then I'm not going to do the whole 5-minute voice note, but that's all I would do is respond in that way, and then what I would get back would be ChatGPT it knows what the interface is looking for, and so it's going to give a draft response for that. So you could then just paste them in, and your custom instructions are ready to go. And then as you're using ChatGPT, and if you think, oh, it keeps doing this thing, and maybe one of the things ChatGPT is super guilty of for me is like transcribing my voice notes in Welsh. So there are bits in my custom instructions that very clearly tell ChatGPT that I am always talking in UK English, and it should transcribe into UK English. You can refine them over time. So if you find that you want to update them, you could just come back to a brand new chat, and you could say, I want to update my my custom instructions. Ask me some questions, and then we can do another draft, and you go through that process again. So the custom instruction is super important to getting like standardized good responses, and the more that ChatGPT knows about you, the better. Next thing I want to talk about is the models. So back to a new chat here. Up here, we've got the different models of ChatGPT, and you might wonder what they're for. So basically, there's not a great deal to it. There are loads of different models. The legacy models are really just reserved for the free version. So if you are using a pay for version and you're on 5, it's going to do all of the things for you. So you don't really ever need to change the models. If you were finding that some things were no, I just don't think there's no reason to change the models these days. The next things I want to show you is projects. So projects down here, if you create a new project, you could it's about writing. So you could have a project that was, I'll give it a title, sorry. Maybe you've got a particular client, so client project. So you could create this particular project here, and then you can add in documents. You could add in the different GPTs, and I'll come back to them later. But you could add all these documents in one place, and then every chat that you have within this project is going to reference those specific documents. So a particular client project, a particular client, you could have like reference documents, or like a standard operating procedure project, so that all of your operational stuff is in one place. So if you're asking ChatGPT to help you create process documents or something, then you could have the templates all inside that one project, so it can reference those things quickly. So one of the things I think to remember about with ChatGPT and the other large language models is they don't really remember things. So you do have to keep reminding them of things. They hold a certain amount of this previous chat, but they don't remember things. So when I was doing the custom instructions before, it's going to refer back to those custom instructions every single chat. It's going back to it. It's not storing those things in like a persistent memory. So the the projects help you to put a load of documents in, and then every new chat is going to go back, reference those documents quickly to get to get itself a standing of where to start from in answering the questions that you're asking. So you could have say I've got a project there for marketing, which is then so all of the documents associated with our general marketing are all in there, so that then I don't have to keep reminding ChatGPT about specific how we make money, or what our current campaigns are, or things like that. Just scan my notes in case there's anything I've missed off. Right, so I think I've covered everything there. So now I'm going to move on to the custom GPTs. So if you see over here in the interface, we've got so the GPT. So if we go here, there are customized GPT. So that's a version of ChatGPT that does a specific job. So people will create these like little apps that you can plug in. So super popular one, for example, is the Canva one. So we can search for Canva. And then here's a GPT that is actually by Canva for creating Canva documents. So we can chat directly with that, and that obviously it knows all about how Canva operates and the sort of things you can do. It can help you create flyers or suggest templates. So it's used as an interface from ChatGPT into Canva. So you could draft things here or get ideas about documents or slides that you wanted created, and then what would happen is you would then export those things into Canva and liaise directly there. So the things that you're wanting to do with ChatGPT, or rather not thinking about the things you want to do with ChatGPT, but the things that you are trying to achieve as a team, as a person, as an organization, you can look at the GPTs and see what tools you're already using have a GPT already, or you could be searching for a use case and then see what GPTs are available for that use case and interact directly with them. You can also, from a paid account, create your own GPTs. So we have a few that we've created here. Clara knows about our sales process and knows about common objection handling. She knows about the courses that are scheduled and coming up, and can help our sales team with referencing all of those things really, really quickly without having to go and look up documents. Quincy is our standardization of lesson plans and slides and things like that. So he's like a helper who has a grounding in education and the way that we do training. And Scott is a copywriter, so I've created Scott to have a brand tone of voice and also to know things about the business that helps us write or draft good copy. There isn't time in this webinar, because I'm trying to keep it short, to go into actually creating your own GPT, but it basically follows the same pattern as the custom instructions. Would start with asking ChatGPT or telling ChatGPT that I want to create a GPT that does this specific function. What would you need to know, or what would be good documents, or how should I go about that? And then getting a process out of that to create a specific GPT for a use case. So when we think about the difference between projects and custom GPTs, I think of like a project is like a desk area where you've got all of your things on your desk to run that project, whereas your GPTs are like an app to do something more general or specific. I hope that makes sense. So projects are, I guess, kind of best for broader contexts, product launch, a campaign, ongoing client relationship, and custom GPTs are better for repeating the same sort of tasks and answering the same sort of queries again and again. There's no wrong answer, I think, to which one you choose. So you could get arguably very, very similar results from a custom GPT as a project. So I wouldn't worry too much about which one to use when. The important thing, I think, is to get stuck in and try stuff. And remember, that ChatGPT is there as your assistant. So anything that you're trying to do, you can ask for help in trying to do that thing, and you will get help from ChatGPT in order to get there. That is the end of the live demos. I'm just going to flick back to my slides. The three takeaways that I'm hoping that you leave with here, that tools don't help unless you know how to use them and to use them well. And it doesn't really take a lot. It's not a big step to start to use these things. And step one leads to step two. You're probably already further ahead than you think you are. And just being comfortable in the interface and trying stuff is going to serve you well and take you a long way. And often it's the small things that give out the big returns. So I guess the goal is not to become an AI expert. It's just to become a bit better at using the tools that are already there or you're already using. Just to close up, we are running a AI and automation bootcamp, skills bootcamp, which is funded by Lincolnshire County Council. So if you're in Lincolnshire, Rutland area, the QR code on the screen will allow you to sign up for that. It covers it's not just ChatGPT. We're covering Claude, Perplexity, and also automation things with Zapier, Make.com, and things like that, and other like interesting digital tools like Notion. And the course is about taking us from onwards from this point, about being comfortable using these digital tools and then how they interact with each other, specifically for gains in productivity and efficiency in your team. QR code's there, but don't panic if you haven't managed to scan it. We will put the link in the comments. And I guess the final word for me is we're going to be doing more of these things. I'd like to do some stuff with some of the other systems and models. I use Claude quite a lot. I'd like to do some comparisons of the different tools and what they're for, or what I tend to see that they work better at. Lots more to come. Hopefully this is the first of many. Thanks for your time and attention.